Hello. I'm going to try and make this video as short as possible because it's just something that really needed to be addressed today. And it doesn't matter whether you see this video or not. Um, it's energy now. This is energy warfare. And that's the thing is a lot of this world in this world right now. Again, Saturn just went direct in Pisces. And my Saturn is in Aquarius, so and yeah, so I'm just trying to bring some logic to the situation because all the blood was drained from all the iron was basically drained from me last night. And people are just they're getting, you know, they're getting they're I don't know, jumping the gun. I always refer to jumping the gun. Jumping the gun is when you emotionally respond. It's 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 not even a flinch reaction. It's a flinch reaction that could have been prevented based off of proper training and proper conscious analysis and either more research or more deeper analysis into a situation energetically about like world affairs going on. Now, what the only thing I can do right now is control and feel and really recognize that I can only do things with what I have in my environment around me and with inside myself and maneuver that energy accordingly. And then honoring that power that I have. And people are not doing that, or if they are or if they're doing that, or they're trying to like address a situation and it's not coming from a centered place of their own power. Because when we're like arguing or we're like I don't know, misinterpreting or like not, if we're taking things personally or things like that, when we're confronted with logic, that's something that is you need to address within you, because then that outcome that's or that outside thing will change how it's like how it is, how like the frequency will change. It won't be like that when you figure it out in here first. So, and then okay, so one of the main things that I'm like, okay, so this needs to be said. Like everybody thinks Americans, just because we live in America or we're white or black or whatever, that we have all this power and like we're privileged. No, that's like, again, that's a delusion. Anybody who has like actual true power and can do anything, or like, well, first of all, a lot of the money construct, that's all a delusion. That's all old past world type delusion illusion, and people are going to continue to get lost in that because we're taking things from the past and figuring out what's actually working and what's like being false and what's not. And yeah, that's unfortunately, like, there's a part of my subconscious, or a part of my, particularly probably my mother's side, that is very wounded. Yeah, and I'm and it's bulldozing like they're the older generations are ruining it for younger people. I'm 32. I'm gonna be 33 this coming May, and like I'm gonna have like Jesus powers. So I don't know. It's really sad because I would like people to get on that wavelength, and I'm sure they will eventually, but they keep bulldozing that or seeing or appear like everybody is connected. We're all connected. It just appears like we're disconnected because we're interpreting situations in a wrong way, and that's what that's what like the old disgusting sick people, deluded or psychopaths, or even I'll say Zionists want that's the state they want people to be in a state of confusion, and that we're not all human beings. There's one and the other. No, we're all human beings here. I don't give a fuck about religion. Do you think Jesus really liked religion? Please, somebody tell me. Do you think Christ consciousness really liked religion or anything? The only thing people need to be concerned with is treating things sacredly. This is life. This is on earth. Everything needs to be addressed in a sacred way. And there's masculine aspects to that, and there's feminine aspects to that. Yeah, and everybody thinks Americans have all this power. Everybody has power. Everybody has the power within their own bodies, within their own reality and their environment. And what's happening is they're bulldozing their own inner child, because that's what evil people do. They will go towards the innocent and the vulnerable because that's how they get their, and I'm talking about like even the inner child within yourself, the innocent and vulnerable. When you help and contain and protect your own inner child, that helps that energy goes to children who are being in the world, who are being actively targeted and being put in these positions. It saves them. I know it sounds weird, but it's not. That's how Mother Earth works. Because again, we're all connected here, and even in these fucked up technology grids, there's a rhythmatic, it's already happened, it's a rhythmatic feminine aspect to that. Yeah, but everybody, like, my bloodline, like, on my father's side, we go all the way back to the 1600s. We left the fucking British, or the fucking British church or whatever at the time, because it was so fucked up. And we were part of the original Puritan groups in America. We didn't have any, like, we didn't want any, like, drama or killing or invading of indigenous lands. Like, we were just there escaping. We escaped for the fucking church. And then we also helped, like this is documented. Like, we were helping some of the indigenous tribes fight against the French as well, and as well as the British. And then we fought in the Revolutionary War, and then, well, even before that, we were, one of my grandfathers, because at the time, the Puritan groups, the way that they did things was, like, it was in a sacred way until they had the fucking Salem witch trials again. Then one of my grandfathers left society, and you have to do, like, a certain thing and prove you're a good man or whatever, so that it was, like, documented, like, hey, this guy's leaving for this reason or whatever. And I'm sure things get lost in translation, but yeah, we fought in, basically, yeah, there's, like I said, on my dad's side, I don't know specifically on my mother's side, but on my father's side, like all like fought in basically almost all of the wars. Except for the Vietnam War or whatever. We never owned any slaves. Again, we had good relations with the natives. And it's just, this is a human thing. Like, the whole fucking Roman Empire shit, and then that turned into the fucking colonial British Empire shit. That's not just a white fucking person thing. That's happened over all over in Europe and other and other countries. That happens everywhere. This is a human thing, and it needs to be addressed within yourself. And that energy, whether it's dark or light, that needs to be addressed accordingly too. To the correct, appropriate place. Like, it's not like, it's similar to like if you're gonna throw like it's like Israel's gonna throw bombs at a fucking hospital in Gaza because the Hamas terrorists threw bombs at a part of Israel. That's stupid. So, like, if we're gonna be throwing energy around or having, like, you know, doing alchemical things or whatever, you definitely want to know what type of matter you're creating with, as well as, like, the type of energy that you're creating with or destroying. Or, like, you know. Anyways, another thing, oh, here's the other thing, is, like, this goes to a specific group of people. The deluded ones, basically. Deluded in the sense of, like, again, there's only one race, it's human race. And a lot of people, especially if you have a business or an IEN number or anything to do in the any monetary system, if you have an entity within, even yourself as an individual, if you have a social security number, if you have a birth certificate, be wary of what you're creating with, because you're using a false system. And a lot of people are trying to create something with materials that do not exist, or energy that does not exist. That's delusion. I've seen it before. It's really sad to see a human being in that state of, like, grasping of, because they're in despair and they're grasping for anything. But the thing, like, people should know this by now. The thing is, you have to accept that and reach out for a hand if somebody needs help, but actually reach out and be like, no. Like, that's the masculine thing. Say, get out of that. So I have to go in my own little fucking matrix and figure out, like, how I'm gonna navigate my job, because I need to sustain myself so I can help. You can only help others when you're in a state of security, and you can help yourself. You can't save somebody who's drowning or getting bombed or, like, suffering or in a state of traumatization when you are the one drowning and you are the one suffering and you are the one, like, in that state. Be cool, calm, and try and collect yourself and get, like, if it takes a few days, if it takes a few months, doesn't matter. What matters is if you get in that state, it helps lift everybody else to, you know, get out of that situation, or get into that understanding of clarity of that's not right, and it adjusts the nervous system. That's called energy work. It's a real thing. And I know that I have my own wounds. I've, thanks to, generational trauma over time and then re-traumatizing kids because you guys didn't fucking deal with that shit yourselves. Yeah, a little bitter, a little fucking angry about that, so. Again, you can only help others when you yourself are in a state of being able to understand, guide, and be direct and have clarity within yourself and peace. Yeah. So, yeah, I'm done with this shit because I need to do my own shit. And it's really annoying when a lot of other people, and I'm not saying like people who are at war right now, I'm saying like when people are in like a state of emotion and they're not utilizing it directly, or they're like masculine energy appropriately, feminine energy appropriately, their movement needs to occur. Have a good day.